Commissioner Planning and Zoning meeting to order. It is now 1:36. Lex.
Could I get an approval of the last minutes, if you don't mind?
Would you? I would move to approve the minutes.
And I will second that. All in favor of approving the last minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? There are none. Lex, you got your approval of your minutes.
Thank you. First thing is old business. It's an annual review, use by review, U577-23, North Lahana Sanitation District. And this is the new, they're gonna put a new evaporative wastewater treatment pond north of the current one, which is in a floodplain. It'll be kind of out by the tree dump. And this basically, annual review, they haven't started construction along Fruit 194-31 yet. They were waiting for the river to drop so the water table wasn't so high. So
wait, so that was the wrong case. I had them in a different order.
she's gonna look for some photos.
I am, I thought Riverside.
The Planning Commission Board, we haven't heard anything good or bad, so they recommended reviewing it again in a year. And if something doesn't happen within 3 years, they'll need to come back and reapply, just so everybody's aware of it. And
Getting there, we're getting.
sure.
Okay, here we go.
And that's where the new site is gonna be, north of the canal, by the tree dump in La Junta.
Would rather be on its own street.
Picture in green of the proposed route up to the treatment ponds. Another one in green showing the route. And another one in red showing the route. And another one in green showing the route. So it'll
That was
go on
good.
through. That was good.
Yeah.
So that's my little makeshift pond out there. It'd be south of the tree dump in La Junta.
One in white showing the pond.
And there's a pond.
I would rather it be red
Okay.
next time.
Or blue.
There's another picture of the current pond. And another picture of where it's gonna go. And that's a picture looking back from the drone to the south where the current treatment pond is.
I just wanted to showcase your talent on that.
There'll be another one and probably one more.
I would move to approve the annual use by review U-577-23, subject to North Lahana Sanitation District will comply with all the instructions on a special use permit, and we will review it in a year.
And I will second that. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? And it is approved. Next one.
Okay, this is new business. It's a minor subdivision, MI-1030-24, for Riverside Water Company. And this is north of Swink. So, it's a minor subdivision request to separate 29,429 square feet from 250.62 acres, 6,820 square feet from 19 acres, and 7,800 square feet from 0.25 acres in an Ag Zone District A1. Property is commonly addressed as 28521 County Road 24.5, Rocky Ford, even though it is Swink. Owners of record are Riverside Water Company, Paul and Susan Casper, and Dave and Sharon Klein. Mr. Casper presented the hearing to the Planning Commission Board. He stated that there's Riverside Water Company for potable water and no wastewater needs. Access is off of County Road 24.5. Basically what this is a parcel correction from Paul and Susan Casper and Dave and Sharon Klein, and it's gonna straighten out privately owned boundaries and provide Riverside Water Company with its own distinct parcel and parcel ID number. So where the water treatment building is, the well house, was kinda encroaching on Casper's, and they needed land to the north, so they took a little strip off of Klein's. So basically there's 5 little parcels in here. It's a little confusing, but we'll go through them real quick. 1041 area with Holbrook, but these parcels don't have any water on them, so there's no 1041s. So down below, those are all the splits. So track 5 is the big track, they're splitting some square feet off of it. And the one south of there, they're splitting a little bit off. So if you can just zoom in on that, roll however you zoom, just to the bottom. Yep, keep going.
Yeah, I need to just adjust it here.
I'm kind of bossy.
You are not.
So basically, the top is one parcel, and then track 2 is the small square footage, track 3 is another small square footage, track 4 is another section where the well house is sitting, and then track 1 is 29,429.
And
Basically.
that's 24.5, it's running
Correct.
north and south,
Yep,
right? Okay.
24.5.
So that's off to the west side of it.
Yep, just before the 4-way to Holbrook Lake.
Yep.
So, now you can just go to the next one. There's really not a lot to see. It's a little tricky to explain, but I'll run through the photos real quick.
Like me. Just 1 second.
Hit
They want
escape.
you to zoom out, that's probably
See,
why.
there we go. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that's looking west. Dave Klein's house is on the right, Casper's on the left. And that's looking south on 24.5.
Whose white pickup is that?
That is a county official, Mr. Nichols. Another one looking toward, that's the little pump house right there, to the right of the alleyway. And that's, Dave Klein's fence, which is getting moved. So anyway, there's another picture of paint on the ground. It was a tricky one, to photograph and explain, but there's Steve Torcon on this.
Excellent,
Any more discussion on that one?
no, sir.
Okay.
I move to approve the minor subdivision, MI 1030-24. Subject to within 60 days of the signed resolution, Riverside Water Company, Paul and Susan Casper, and David and Sharon Klein will follow deed preparation instructions indicated on the resolution.
And I'll second that. Any more discussion? No?
No, sir.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Next time, there are none, motion carried. Next one, Lex.
Okay, last one is the use by review, U 5-24. Christian, David, Randolph, and Kelly Felix Ford. And this is a special use permit request to have a freeze drying business in a residential zone district, R1. Property is commonly addressed as 18626 Highway 202 in Rocky Ford. Owners of record are Christian, David, Randolph, and Kelly Felix. And Mr. Randy Felix was there to make his request to the board. He stated that there's Eureka water for potable water and septic for their wastewater needs. Access is off of Highway 202. It's a request to have a freeze drying business, and basically he's got a shipping container back there. It's all wired, and the state Colorado Department of Public Health has already been there and approved it. He just wanted to go through us to make sure that there were no issues. They're not selling out of the home. They just take what they grow, apples, fruits, vegetables, candy. They don't grow candy, and they freeze dry it.
How do you grow candy? Wow.
Yep, candy corn.
There you go.
Yeah, I've seen that. I wondered where they grew it.
Yeah, corn syrup, candy corn, all the sweets.
Sugar in there?
Yeah. So anyway, CDOT did have a letter. They want the access to be documented, so they'll have to get an access permit from CDOT, even though the driveway exists.
Mm.
So many were put in, and CDOT doesn't theoretically know about them. So I gave them the letter from CDOT requesting that, and they're good to go. Nobody was there to speak pro or con on this, so the board recommended approval also.
Okay. More discussion?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'll move to approve. Use by review, U 580-24. Christian, David, Randolph, and Kelly Felix will comply with all instructions on the special use permit.
And I'll second that. More discussion? No? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Sign or none? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Nothing at this time.
And we are adjourned.
And just as a reminder, there's no land use for November or December.
Well, that should have been done before I adjourned the meeting there, but.
You know, I think Adrian's still going live, so that's all that matters.
There you go.
So what are you saying? I don't matter now?
No,
Oh,
I
awesome.
mistakenly didn't say it before you adjourned.